Okay, so we're together again. I'd love to say so nice to see you, but I trust that you're there. And thanks for your notes on the side. It's just so great to see, to feel you. That's what we're doing. How nice to feel you. So I wanted to begin with this quote this morning that I've been living with as kind of like a daily mantra for me. And it goes like this. And it's I think it's applicable to the way we move in our practice as well. The goal is not to sail the boat, but rather to help the boat sail herself. Okay? The goal is not to sail the boat, but rather to help the boat sail herself. So let's just pause for a moment and as we're sitting here and just notice, we take a message like that, a sentence or a poem, and we place it before ourselves. The goal is not to sail, but help it to be sailed, to provide support. And see what shows up. See if there's anything that, pops up in your life right now that's relevant to that. And then in our practice this morning, as we're moving about, see if we can be attentive to the weather of the body and the breath, to the climate around us, to the weather of thought and emotion, and be really skillful about holding all of these different forces in such a way that they are able to collaborate and empower the next place to go inside ourselves. Okay, we're going to play with that because we don't know much about down the road, but what we can work with is what's right here. So why don't we come to our backs, please, and draw the knees into the chest and begin by giving ourselves a hug. And feeling the back against the ground. And drawing the navel to the spine just a little bit so the breath moves a little higher into the top chest. And as if this were child's pose, let's come into this noticing what we did come in with this morning already. The thoughts that we woke up with. If you had dreams, do you remember those dreams? The way the breath feels when it's entering and exiting the body. Get any emotions stuck or stored in the body anywhere. Just notice if you feel anything. Just big scan. And then just let it to all be that way. And then we take the left leg over the right leg. So the knees, it's knee on knee. You could interlace your fingers around the right shin or knee and just gently draw the legs in toward the torso. How much force do we really need here? And we're looking for a sense of melting deep in the inner crease of the thigh. And then switching, right leg over left. And creating the conditions for a softening there. Good, and then unwind. And can we take happy baby, grasping the outside of the feet or the shins, drawing the thighs toward the floor. Let's keep the tailbone down. And a subtle rock left to right. Noticing the lower back this morning. Area around the sacrum. Maybe stretching the breath wide into the back of the lungs, left and right side. And then let go of the feet and let's roll forward and back a little bit. Inhale back, exhale forward. Two more. On this last one, you can cross your ankles, bring the hands to the floor, and send your legs back behind you. Just walking, pedaling it out, left to right, and inviting the body to be malleable. Malleable. Good, settling inner heels and outer heels downward. A little external rotation of the upper arm bones. Create that triangular shape. Draw your navel in toward your spine. Lift your pelvic floor. Inhale. Exhale, bend your knees. Look past your hands and step or float forward. Inhale, we lengthen the spine. Exhale, fold. Release head and neck. Again, inhale, we lengthen. Exhale, fold. Inhale. Exhale, fold over bent knees so your rib cage is against the thighs. Then interlace your fingers behind your back. Draw your shoulder blades together. Inhale, lengthening. Exhale, fold and release the head and the neck. And send the arms long back behind you. Just noticing the weather. So interesting, noticing the weather. We can notice the weather and get caught up in the weather, or we can notice the weather. So let's just shoot for noticing it. And then one vertebrae at a time, we'll slowly rise up. Good, and come into mountain pose, standing at the top of the mat. Draw the palms together at the heart. Good, we'll do our Gayatri mantra. It's great morning for it. Sunny morning where I am. May the sun shine. May the sun shine inside us all. So join me if you wish. Om Bhur-bhuva Swaha Tatsaviturvarenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yona Prachodayat. Good, so setting the arms down beside us, noticing the distinction between moving and being moved. Okay, let's just hang with that. Move and be moved. Inhale, send the arms up. Exhale, fold forward, out, and down. Inhale, we lengthen. Exhale, palms down, step back to plank pose. And notice the weather in your plank. Pushing back through your heels, strong legs. Draw in towards your midline, so you can take your inner thigh bones and draw them in toward each other a little bit for more stability. Good, round the upper back slightly, navel to spine, and line up your head with the whole thing. We inhale, exhale, knees down, torso down, point your toes back, pull your mat. Exhale, slowly lower. Again, inhale, breath to the top of the lungs. Exhale, slowly lower. One more time. Inhale, we rise. Exhale, lower. Draw navel to spine, back through child's pose. And come to hands and knees. Draw your right knee in toward midline, setting it down, and cross your left leg around your right leg. Take your feet wide, and then so wide that they come off the mat. Draw your hips way back behind you. And go looking for some places that could open. I'm suggesting the right hip and buttocks. And we open from the inside out. So fascinating. Inhale, we rise. And we cross right leg in front of left. Feet go wide. And we slowly draw back. Opening from the outside in and opening from the inside out. We do both in yoga. Good. Let the breath penetrate. And then slowly we come back up. Unwind that. Tuck the toes under. Send the hips up and back. Downward dog. We inhale through the nose. Exhale through the mouth. Inhale. Exhale. And one more. Inhale here. Exhale, bend your knees, look past your hands, step or float forward between your hands. Inhale, we lengthen. Exhale, we fold. Inhale, push the ground away, rise all the way up, palms touch. Exhale, fold forward, out and down from here. Inhale, lengthening. Exhale, step or float back, lower through on your same breath or knees and torso down. Inhale, cobra or upward dog, strong legs. Exhale back over the toes, downward facing dog. And 5 breaths. We count each one. And we notice each one. Good. Here for each breath. Watching the weather. Okay, so let's assume you have 1 breath left. We inhale. Exhale, bend your knees, look past your hands, step or float forward. Inhale, we lengthen. Exhale, we fold. Let the head and neck relax, and this time cross your right ankle over your left ankle. The knees might be bent a little bit. We fold forward. We might have the fingertips on the floor. We let the head and neck relax. And we notice the weather here. And we include whatever we find. So this is such a fascinating practice of including whatever we find. Because I don't know about you, but I've noticed lately in my own practice an interest in not including some of the things that I find. The difficult things to feel. And those things are such beautiful teachers. And then let's switch. Left leg comes over right leg. Settle, really root the soles of the feet down. Fold forward. And what's the weather like on this side? And so aware that our natural sense of tenderness arises. You know, like we might find something in there that's really tight, so we're quite kind about the whole thing. And then we we unwind the legs and come to chair pose. Sitting back, deepen the heels. In fact, look down, spark all 10 toes. Ask them to widen. Yes, widening the toes. Did the hands get involved in that at all? Squeeze thighs together. Then inhale, rise up. Exhale, folding forward, out and down. Inhale, we lengthen. Exhale, step or float back, lower through the way you do. Inhale, cobra or upward dog. Exhale, back. Downward dog. And feel that triangular shape you're making in partnership with the floor. Good. From feet to hips, from hip to hands, and from hands to feet. Sweep the right leg up and back behind you. Inhale. Exhale. Draw your right foot forward between your hands. Pivot your left heel to the ground, please. Root through your left foot. Rise up. Come to warrior one. Strong back leg, coaxing the left foot forward. Yeah, feeling into the name of this shape. Yes, we inhale. Exhale, take your left arm under your right. Draw the palms together or hands at the shoulders. Inhale, reaching up. Exhale, carve a space right down the front of you until the hands come down toward the ground. Release head and neck and invite the right hip toward the left hip. And create a sense of inner stability in the body just by paying attention to the different forces at play. The breath, the two legs, the torso, and the attention. Now unwind the hands, please. Take the hands to the floor. Sweep the right leg back. Lower through the way that you do. Inhale, cobra or upward dog. Exhale, back over the toes. Find the stability of that triangular shape. By making subtle adjustments, you may find that your back doesn't feel at all long, in which case, bend your knees so that you can really lengthen the spine. Care deeply about the spine. And then the left leg extended up and back. Inhale. Exhale, left thigh to rib cage, foot lands lightly. Back heel pivots. We rise up. And take the warrior stance. So as we open the body from the outside in and the inside out, we have this warrior shape that we're taking, this name we're given from the outside in, and then we embody from the inside out. This warrior. Inhale, exhale, right arm under left. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, folding forward. Strong legs. Allow the upper body to surrender. Release. Draw your left hip towards your right hip. Can the breath be almost like it would normally be if we were just standing? And feel the stability of your own legs. Feel the breath caress the back of the lungs. Inhale, exhale, unwind the hands, place them on the ground, left leg back, we lower through.
And settle in. Settle into the dog. And how can we create, just by paying attention, it's like doing without doing, a little bit more stability and structure here, just by one subtle movement. We inhale, exhale, bend the knees, look past the hands, step or float forward. Inhale, lengthening. Exhale, fold. Inhale, we rise all the way up, back to chair, sitting down. Draw the palms together at the heart. Come onto the balls of the feet and then slowly lower down. Slowly lower so that your hips are over your heels, and yes, indeed, you're balancing. Steadying the gaze. And noticing the weather here. And just noticing. Notice that often we notice and then we form an opinion about it. And we're going for the first bit. Just notice how everything is changing moment to moment as we are here. And checking with all the forces at play. The legs, the lower navel drawn in, the shoulders relax, a long spine, the breath, and our attention. So much to work with. It's a whole lot steering this boat. Now land your heels. Inhale, back to chair. Exhale, folding forward, out and down. Inhale, we lengthen. Exhale, palms down, step or float back, lower through. Or meet in downward dog. Inhale, cobra or upward dog. Exhale, back. Good. Go looking for stability. And see how little you've got to do to create stability. Now sweep the right leg up and back behind you. Inhale. Exhale, right thigh to rib cage. Foot lands lightly. Back heel pivots. We rise up once again into warrior one. Invite your left hip forward and your right hip back. And then take your arms back behind you. Interlace your fingers. Draw your shoulder blades together. Good. Feel stable in the legs. Root back through your back heel. Feel the four corners of your left foot press. Can you get all four? Inhale. Take the breath high into the top of the lungs. Exhale. Fold forward. Rib cage right against the inner right thigh. As you release head and neck, release the face. So what doesn't need to be doing? So we save our energy, use our energy well. Draw the right sit bone toward left sit bone a little bit. And can you hold this entire shape in your awareness? Your hands are way back behind you. Can you feel the arms extend up and back? It's like we're creating a big sail with the body. Hands way up there, rooted through the feet. And we need that big space to help support the opening in all directions here. And inhale, exhale, hands to the ground, please. Right leg back, let's lower through. Inhaling, exhaling back. Settling in once again. Paying attention, making those subtle shifts. Those subtle shifts that bring us to more presence, more efficient, And left leg goes up and back behind us. Inhale. Exhale. Thigh to rib cage. Foot lands lightly. Back heel pivots. Good. Warrior shape. Soles of the feet, especially that right foot, four corners draw down. Then we invite the warrior in from the inside out. You know, we may not feel that much like a warrior, so have it be an invitation. Good, then sweep the arms back, grasp the other way. Interlace, draw the shoulder blades together. Feel the legs root. Inhale. Exhale. Slowly left rib cage to inside. Feel the back leg. Draw the left hip toward the right. And then give yourself to it. Yes, that part seems to be rather essential, doesn't it? The present moment is as it is, and we give ourselves to it. Now take stock of the entire shape from both feet up to the top of the hands. Grow that space in all directions and fill it with breath. Yep, right here. Here we are. Two more breaths. Inhaling, exhale, hands down. Either meet in downward dog or take a vinyasa, your choice. Super. Yes, okay, so drawing hips up and back. Doing what we know how to do to create some sense of ease in this shape. We inhale, exhale, bend your knees, look past your hands, step or float forward between your hands. Inhale, we lengthen. Exhale, we fold. Inhale, chair. All right, so setting the hips back behind us, we might come up onto the left big toe, and we might cross the left ankle over the right thigh. We've been interested in this posture a lot the last few weeks. If this doesn't work, you can take tree pose, bringing the foot to the inner calf or the inner thigh. If you wish to go on, we fold forward, bringing the fingertips toward the floor or toward a block. And we will let the head and neck completely relax. We keep the left foot flexed. And we just notice the weather here. So there's a little bit more sense of kind of binding ourselves in a knot in this posture than some of the other postures we've taken so far. And we see if we can release any sense of holding or contraction from the inside out using the breath. Some of us might decide to come down onto the ball of the foot. So we just bend the knee. We may take the hands to the floor. Keep the left foot flexed if you would, please. Draw the navel to the spine and play with arms coming off the floor. Maybe the fingers come together, the palms come together. We might find that we fall pretty quickly, in which case we get right back up again and try again. We keep the pelvic floor lifted and we work with the forces here. So we've got many forces at play. And we're holding it all in our awareness. But it should feel slightly overwhelming. And then slowly lift the hips up. And let's release the left leg, send it way up and back. To whatever extent works for you. Stack the hips, reaching up, rooting down, and giving ourselves to it. Face softens, neck softens. And then releasing the left foot to the ground. Yay. Okay, chair pose. Once again, settling into the heels. Feel this simple lightning bolt shape. But here we are witnessing the whole thing, not overusing our energy. Attending with awareness. We don't need to have a lot of thought, because a thought is a massive use of energy. We take the right shin and cross it over the left thigh. And we sit back and down. And then we begin to fold forward. Coming onto the fingertips. Keep the right foot flexed. If paying attention is a form of welcoming in a certain way, welcoming what is there, welcoming what we feel. Can we? Moving the breath where it's needed. And this may just be fine. Stay right here, otherwise bend the left knee, come onto the ball of the left foot. The heel slides to midline. Keep the right foot flexed. Keep a lift through the torso. And begin to play with taking the arms off the ground. Perhaps the palms come to prayer position. And here we are with all of the forces. Long spine, easy breath. Good, make it your own. Yeah, and you know how I often say in class, let it be ugly, let it be ugly. And slowly we rise back up on the inhale. Release the right leg, send it way up and back. Folding forward and feeling almost like we've created a mast here. The sole of the left foot presses into the ground. The right leg reaches up. And the breath fills that space from foot to foot. Inhale, exhale, lower the right foot. Folding forward now. Interlace your fingers behind your back. Let's have the rib cage right up against the front thighs, please. So bend your knees if you need to. Inhale, draw your shoulder blades together. Exhale, fold. Drawing the blades in. Maybe drawing the palms in toward each other. And if you close your eyes for a moment, if you can do that, feeling the whole shape. And the passing, rising and passing sensations through that shape. Three more breaths right here. And release the hands, bring them down to the floor. Slowly bend your knees. And draw your sit bones to the floor. Good, and let's take the legs long. You could start as they go along, just have the knees bent so that as we fold forward, the belly and the thighs meet. And then if the belly and the thighs stay together, well, you know how this goes. We slowly fold in. But have that comfort of the thighs and the belly meeting each other, feeling the warmth of that. And if you close your eyes here, and feel into the whole shape. Good. When the mind wanders off, just return to what is here. Yeah, what is here? Curiosity, one of our best friends. What is this? How can subtle changes in this shape bring more stability and more ease, which allows for more presence, right? And then we slowly rise. Okay, so we want to bring both knees into the chest, wrap the arms around the legs. Now we're entering the realm of experimental. So curiosity is rather essential here. Remember our incredible, incessant human preoccupation with getting somewhere. It's crazy, isn't it? And let's just acknowledge it straight up, because we'll go into the realm, when we go into the realm of experimental, it's going to show up, wanting to get somewhere, likely. But we're just interested in hanging out with the question, okay? And listening to all the forces at play. Forces at play. Let's take the left knee forward. We'll wrap the right leg over the left. So it looks like this, but it may not look like this for you at all. It may look like this for you, in which case I suggest lying back and crossing the right ankle over the front of the left thigh. All right, so if you are in right knee on top of left, we could take left arm up, reach back, elbow is high, right arm comes underneath, palm back. Find the hands, or you might have a strap or a towel. Inhale, lengthen. And exhale, fold forward. So, spirit of exploration, what is here? What is here? And can we be with everything we find? If there's something we want to pass over or avoid, we're attentive and we notice that. And we might, if that were the case, we might pause there and with curiosity and warmth, find out a little bit. What is that we would prefer to avoid or not feel? And then, like you're a balloon animal has got the function. It's there because of the air inside it. Place oxygen where you need it. And then inhale, slowly rise up. Now you guys lying back, please switch your legs, okay? And if you're seated, then slowly lift your hips up, tuck your toes under, lift your knees off, and counterclockwise, come all the way around. I trust that went well for you. And left knee is over right. Left arm draws back, right arm extends up. Inhale, lengthening the spine, rooting the sit bones. Exhale, move in with curiosity. And as we move in with curiosity, we're also attentive to, well, is the spine still long?
How is the breath? Do the legs feel rooted? Is there a little more spaciousness I could cultivate anywhere? Is there a way of drawing the navel in such that I'm able to deepen the hip creases in that fold? Good, smart folding. And then inhale, we slowly rise up. Exhale, releasing. Pausing. You guys lying back, you could come up and we'll all draw the soles of the feet together. Knees go wide. If the knees are high and you happen to have blocks or towels or blankets to place under the thighs, it's nice to have that support. Just asking the thigh bones to get heavy as we once again make our way slowly. So where is the flow now? The flow is in the flow of breath and the flow of awareness. It's like we've got the awareness is like a lasso, you know? We are gathering our energies together in this practice, and we'll all of a sudden find that we're somewhere in the future or the past with a thought, and we take that lasso and we gently, I see you, come on back to now. Watching as the body slowly unfolds. Watching as the breath unfolds. And then inhale, we slowly rise up. Yeah, okay. So once we've come up to our seat, let's have the left knee sort of forward. The left leg is just there. We take hold of the right leg. Remember Happy Baby, how we were in Happy Baby? I'm just going to invite the right leg. You notice how I'm shifting off my left sit bone and drawing my right hip deeply into the floor. And we're going to roll back and forth here a little bit. Some of you might find it's a little easier to have the sole of your left foot down. But we're still there with all of the sensations that we feel. And this is right around the time when the desire to get somewhere might show up. So if it does, we notice that. And let's have curiosity. Curiosity reigns, okay? Yeah, how far over can we go without falling over? That's an interesting question. And some of you know that I like to take the phone call here. Who's calling? It's our mother. Good, so the left hand grasps the right foot and the right arm extends up. We inhale, reach up. Exhale, right arm comes underneath the thigh. Yeah, so you may find that your leg is really down low by your elbow. So that's your work. That's your work, is to relax the hip and just hang out with this, drawing it up as high as it'll go. If you can go on because you're squeezing the shoulder, you could ask the left foot to join over the right. Place your palms down, fingers spread wide. Ask the pubic bone, the tailbone, the whole pelvic floor to lift up. How the heck does that work? You draw the navel to the spine. Squeeze your right arm with both legs and look at your feet and consider the whole mast of this posture. So you've got the top of the head, you've got your sit bones, you've got your feet, and you're lengthening that mast, the whole thing, from the inside out with the breath. Squeezing legs together. And then slowly we release. And it was what it was. We take hold now of the left foot. And see, this part's really important because we're basically massaging piriformis and glutes as we roll side to side. It's creating a little bit of opening. And notice if you're here, sometimes, I know for myself, I'll do a posture and I might go back and think about that posture, what happened in that posture, and I miss this. So let's do this. Good. So if you're taking the phone call from your mother, you're doing more listening than talking, okay? Listen in. Listening is a function of curiosity. It's a new world. Let's listen. And take hold of the outside of the left foot. Left arm slides through. We want the left arm to press into the back of the thigh. You may be here. You play with, clamp is too strong of a word, but can you grasp the shoulder with your leg? And then will the right leg come up? And can the hands come down to the floor? All right, so all the essential ingredients, they may or may not be here. If they're here, we'll go on. Drawing the pelvis up. Sending the leg long, both of them squeezing the arm. Taking a look at the feet. Gathering space from sit bones through feet, through top of head. Nothing's working too hard because everything's working equally. Efficient use of energy. And we slowly come down. Unwind that. Let's take the legs long. Separate your toes wide. Root the sit bones. And listen. Listen in. Listen in. Whole body is an antenna, gathering all of this information. As we listen, we draw our awareness down into what we refer to as the heart center. So we listen with our whole body, like our whole body has ears. Watching thoughts rise and pass, sensation rise and pass, breath rise and pass. That's a lot of rising and passing. And slowly inhale, we rise up. Exhale, draw the legs together. And yes, we're going to make ourselves into a boat. So we draw the feet up, make your shape, create a good stable shape for your boat. We're not the boat driver, but we're attentive to all the forces. Where is the breath going now? Some of us might straighten the legs. Some of us might hold the thighs. What does your boat need? We listen and we provide what's needed so that we can have stability and ease. This is a form of self-care. And it could be argued that self-care
is an ethical responsibility. It's our responsibility to take care of ourselves because we're needed. Life needs us. Life needs us to be functioning. Not necessarily at our highest level of productivity, which is what we've been sold, but to really, truly, fully be here. The feet land, the hands back behind, the fingers point toward your hips. Inhale, rise up. Draw the shoulder blades in to help support the heart. Release head and neck back. Reverse tabletop. Some of you might want to straighten the legs. Coming into Prugh. Squeezing the thighs in toward one another. Wherever you are, be there all the way. And we slowly lower. Come back to the boat, your boat. Palms in prayer position. And take your sweet time making your way downward to kayak, canoe, dinghy, raft, navel to spine, and release. And feeling in now. Good. Our two good friends, awareness and the breath. They're with us all the time. And sometimes with our closest friends, we'll take them for granted and forget. Forget that they're there. Okay, so some choices to be made. We might take bridge pose. If so, well, let's all start in bridge. Bend your knees, press your feet. Maybe the fingertips graze the heels, maybe not. Lifting up. Interlace your fingers behind your back. Draw the shoulder blades in toward each other. Lengthen the front spine. Draw the sternum toward the chin, not the other way around. Now feel into this shape. What subtle shifts can you make to create more steadiness, more ease, more presence? And what follows from presence? Well, some joy, the joy of being. Come up onto the balls of the feet. Bend your elbows, slowly find your way down. Turn your toes in, your heels out. Let the inner knees draw in toward each other. Just pause and feel. Yes, I hope it's good for you. Flush of sensation. Okay, so from here, we'll go either back to bridge or we will take wheel. Today's wheel is brought to you by the idea that we would straighten our legs. And you can actually do that in bridge too. So we all lift up. We slide the shoulder blades in. We root the upper arms. And we might play with walking the legs out. Soles of the feet press. See where they'll go. The toes, the feet can be together or not. They could have some space. If you wish to go on to wheel, take the hands back in, hands underneath the shoulders, elbow tips point up. Come lightly on top of the head. Look at your forearms. They are parallel with each other. And then push the ground away. Feel into the shape. Watch the body breathe. If you're going on, straighten both legs. Just walk the feet out. Straighten both legs. Someday the legs can come together. But wherever we are, we're able to be steady and present. And slowly we make our way down. Soles of the feet together. The knees go wide. The arms beside us, palms face up. And feel into that. The mind gently drifts away just to bring it back. Take hold of the outside of your thighs, draw the legs in close, cross the right leg over the left. Arms can go wide like cactus and allow the legs to roll to the left. If that feels like too much, just one knee on top of the other is fine. Looking toward the right and feeling the spiral staircase of your spine and how the breath weaves itself around. We inhale, come back up, unwind the legs. We might shift the hips over to the left a little bit, and then over we come to the right, and looking to the left. With subtle movements. Some movements are physical, some mental. Some could be the movement of the breath. Creates a little more ease here. And self-care is a full-time job. And it's our responsibility. How can we bring a little more ease to this moment, to our relationships, to the way that we're rolling with our days right now? We ask the question and then we open to the question. Inhale, rise up. Unwind that. Take your legs long, straight up in the air, and draw the legs toward your face any amount, as if we were folding forward, because we are. We just happen to do it the healthy way on our back. You might bend your knees a little bit, feel the comfort of that, the thighs against the belly. Allow the shoulders to soften, the neck and face to soften. And then release your legs long. Let's come into Shavasana, sliding the blades down the back. It's a practice. Once again, spirit of curiosity. What do we feel now? How is the breath now? Watching thought. So the goal is not to sail the boat, but rather to help the boat sail herself. The art of getting out of our way. Less doing. Some might describe it as going from becoming somebody to becoming nobody. Practicing the art of disappearing, such that we are a vehicle or a conduit for just the right thing in the next moment. And YouTube Shavasanas are a little bit short. Please feel free to stay on the ground if you prefer. We'll gradually draw the knees into the chest and wrap the arms around the legs. Give ourselves a hug from the outside in and from the inside out. Send the right arm up over the head and we roll to the side and pause here. Pause and feel in. And may the merits of our practice be somehow beneficial to those who are suffering. And we gradually rise up to a comfortable seat. Okay, so I wish you all so well. Let's close our practice, drawing the palms together at the heart. And we'll close with 3 Oms. Join me if you wish. Inhaling, exhaling. Inhale. Bringing the hands to the forehead, right thought, may we be steady and present and joyful. The hands come to the mouth, right speech, may our words improve upon the silence. And our hands come to our heart, right action. May we be the change that we wish to see. Namaste.